Which of these ideas should we build? The small commercial area, the hidden hangout spot, the outdoor shopping mall, or the modern campus expansion? Let's try all of them, along with a few more. Today, I'm going through your comments from the past 2 months to build your ideas. If you're new to my channel, my name is College Builder, and this is my tropical series, Marathon Cove. I have been taking loose inspiration from Southern California as we have built out the Sunset Beach map by the actual real chair. I will do my best to implement your ideas, but please let me know if I didn't get it quite right. Also, please let me know in the comments which of these ideas you like best. I love all of them, but stick around until the end to see which of today's additions is my favorite. And of course, please continue to share new ideas for future builds. So now, let's get started and make some updates to Marathon Cove. First up, PC DOS Girl suggests adding a hidden hangout spot to Marathon University with paths, benches, and privacy for pot smokers or couples to go spend some time alone. This is a great idea, and we have the perfect little place along the water by the main campus building. Let's elevate the terrain to create a natural-looking hill. We can imagine that this was an existing natural land feature incorporated into a city park that sits right next to campus. We can add some boulders along the water's edge. After adding them, it looks a bit overdone, so we can go back and delete a few. We can enhance the terrain with plants, and of course, we will want to have palm trees for that tropical feel. These paths will make great shortcuts for those wanting to avoid the campus walkways. We will add a few places to sit, perhaps for those watching the sunset. We should add a kiosk along the path, perhaps one with a park bathroom. This is really lovely and makes a terrific addition to the waterfront and the Marathon University campus. Thank you for the suggestion. Rizim Gluine 7254 suggests adding some modern-looking buildings to the university to complement the older style buildings. Lauren Gabriel 3724 suggests a sub-campus like a School of Engineering. I love these ideas and think we can accomplish both at once. We will add the Geological Research Center and the Radio Telescope. Both of these make for a nice campus expansion. You can easily imagine this area of campus having been built with more modern buildings well after the main campus. Let's imagine this is the School of Engineering. We originally said that Marathon University is a small liberal arts college, but adding a School of Engineering is okay with that. Perhaps it's a liberal arts school with a very robust science program. Perhaps this is a school like Caltech. We're going to build out the waterfront walkway. Let's use the pedestrian paths to create a waterfront boardwalk. These paths will connect to the neighborhoods on the south of campus and allow for shortcuts down to University Village. We can fill in some trees, but also create some outdoor grassy areas. I'm sure that the neighbors next to the research center get annoyed with all the students here. Let's add another modern building. Using Find It, we can place the Medical University Practice Clinic building. We will recolor the building to fit the campus theme, and we will do the same for the School of Engineering. Together, these look like a natural campus extension. Traffic is really picking up on our central boulevard. Let's add a small transition segment with a median to the entrance road for this area. This will provide more safety for our pedestrians. We can finalize the campus expansion by adding a breakwater between the beach and the university. Using surfaces, we will show the transition from sand to grass. We can add in a few more pathways connecting up the back of campus near the train line. A low hedge will keep pedestrians from the train track. Corey Stolberg asks, where are all the gas stations? That is a great question. We added one in an earlier episode, but we should do another. This is a large open plot of land along the train tracks to the south of campus, right as you head out onto the peninsula. We will place down a gas station and give it the color treatment that matches the campus. This is a larger station with ample parking for its convenience store. We can imagine it sells alcohol, so lots of students will need to park here. We will finish off this part of the area with some detailing around the tracks. Sully's riverbed surfaces show that this is rough, natural terrain. They also create a nice transition between the campus on one side and the residential area on the other. We will sink palm trees into the ground to create the impression of ferns. We can add in a few trees, and that should wrap up the campus extension. These were wonderful ideas and make for a really terrific add-on to Marathon University. Thank you. Kimmy H. suggests daylighting the crosswalks outside of the train stations to ensure pedestrian safety. This will remove parking spots close to the crossings and improve visibility. This is a great idea, particularly since our parking spots practically overlap the crosswalk. We can add a node and create a new specialized road segment that removes parking. Using Move It Mod, we can bring the parking a bit closer. Let's also make a gateway at the intersecting road. We will create the same protective space around the crosswalk at the end of the station. And then repeat it at the other end. This keeps cars from parking right up against our crosswalks, which adds a nice touch of realism. In the central intersection, let's add some caution decals to emphasize that no parking is allowed. This takes care of the train station in University Village. We should also look at the train station in Mission Beach. To enhance safety, we will create curb extensions around our crosswalks. By the Mission Beach Town Square, we can make a pinch point or choker to keep traffic slow. In our first town, Sunrise Channel, we should improve the crosswalk between the town square and the train station. Let's create a mid-street pinch point. This ensures that no cars park close to the crosswalk, and also helps traffic move more slowly. This was a terrific suggestion. Small details really bring character and realism, and helps make each town unique. Lauren Gabriel also suggests an outdoor shopping mall. This is a fantastic suggestion. We have this irregular shaped piece of land in the middle of University Village, between the train station and the highway interchange. I think this is the perfect spot. We will place large, low-density commercial buildings that will form our structure. Pushing them together with Move It creates the impression of a connected mall. We will recolor the buildings to give the impression of one single structure. Let's add some manicured lawns. I think this is a high-end shopping mall with expensive designer stores, catering to the residents in the estates who live at the end of the peninsula. We can add some palms for decoration and also some larger fountains. Even the fountains can be recolored to fit our color scheme. I would love to go shopping here, maybe after a morning of walking on the beach. Let's add some curb extensions on our avenue to help protect the crosswalks. This area turned out lovely. It fills the space and fits perfectly in our community. We probably need more parking, but that is a problem for another day. Thank you for this suggestion. Maybe YouTubin recommends adding some dirt to the crosswalks near the beach. I completely agree. This is a great idea. These sidewalks near the beach are way too clean. Using some of Sully's sand decals, we can add a little bit of sand to spill over onto the pedestrian paths. These can be placed one at a time on each side of the sidewalk. This makes the paths appear narrower and less manicured. The reality is that sand will blow off the beach and people will kick it up as they walk. This is very realistic looking and adds a bit of grit. I love it. Thank you for the idea. Want to Know More asks if we will place any wind turbines on top of the hills. I had not planned any since we have a nuclear power plant and more than enough power, but I do like this idea. Okay, these have all been terrific suggestions, and we are getting close to my favorite part for today. You can see here some of the first residential communities we built. Furry Boy NZ suggests that we rename one of them Two Creeks, since, well, it's located between two creeks. I love it. Let's do it. JDog9972 wonders whether we could adjust the trees and ground surface to better fit Southern California. This is a tricky idea. Yes, I agree that the surface is not quite right. The problem is I really like the current surface, but maybe we can make a small tweak. I use the Map Texture Replacer mod to get our current look. This might be controversial. I would really love to know what you think. I am open to changing it back or making it something else altogether. This is the area with our nuclear power plant and rail yard. You can find it in a hidden valley. Spartacus Jones 1568 says that we should call this the Energy Corridor. I like it. Let's add a district and name it. This is good timing because we really do need to make some industrial updates. Mr. Cork1 suggests an old industrial hub along one of the rail lines. This is very doable. We will make this look a bit run down. We can build a new custom industrial road, one that has angled parking on the side. For this one, let's not put any road markings down. For the buildings, we can add a combination of warehouses and manufacturing. We don't have old brick industrial factories, so this won't have the older look we wanted. However, we can make some adjustments that will at least make it appear grungy. We will replace the ground texture, showing that the industry has impacted the land. To do this, we will layer down Sully's riverbed textures. Now let's add new fences, making the lots bigger than they originally were. We can add in a few extra details. We won't pay too much attention to what these buildings might be. For now, they are just generic industry. If you have ideas, please let me know in the comments. We will likely need to come back here in the future. I love the way the cars are filling in our custom parking road. Let's use some road decals to add a bit of wear and tear. We will do the same for the buildings on the other side. It is easy to overlook industry in the game. Indeed, in Marathon Cove, we have not spent much time on it, focusing instead on the beach and the residential zones. But industry can be quite beautiful when done right. It certainly adds realism to the game. Remember, this is a coastal community that has had rapid growth due to its shipping advantage and natural resources, so industry is important, and eventually we will need ports. We have almost finished this old industrial area, but let's add a few more buildings. We can also add a small office building. This is the main office for the factory next to it. Mixing low-density office zones with your industry helps create variety. Let's add a few more props to make this worn down and grungy. We probably don't need a pile of containers this big, but we can put them in for now. In addition to ground texture, let's add some stains to the paving. And for fun, let's put in some graffiti. Hello, Castle Order. One of the last things we should do is add some power lines to the streets. These are not necessary since power runs under the streets, but the power lines are a perfect detail. You can place them along the edge of the street and they will snap to it. We will place them on these industrial streets. Let's also run them toward the power plant. I love the way this old industrial area turned out. It is not pristine or luxurious, which is probably why it is tucked away in our energy corridor and not near the tourist area. We need to do lots more for industry. Let me know what ideas you have. Okay, now we come to my favorite part of today. Cyrus Castella suggests a small commercial area with coffee shops, tourist shops, and outdoor seating. We should definitely do this. We have an empty spot near the water in University Village. It is not far from the outdoor mall we built today. Let's now use one of our custom parking roads to upgrade the area around the empty land. We are going to use transition segments at the end of the roads. This keeps the parking off of the intersection and helps avoid tearing in the texture. This part of Oceanfront Drive has too many intersections. Since it is a major collector, let's remove a couple of the road intersections. We can also add in parking to the stretch of the drive. We will follow the same approach we did for the rest of it. Now on to the shopping area. For this, we are going to place a series of small, low-density commercial buildings. We will only use ones without parking, since the street has plenty of parking. We will push all of these small buildings together as if they are connected. This is not quite perfect as the buildings have different styles, but that will be okay. The various buildings are quite fun together. The variety makes for something unique and fills in the irregular shaped piece of land. As we get the final buildings in place, we will need to lock their level so they don't upgrade and change on us. Then it's time to recolor them and make this look like a single structure. We can delete all of the different surfaces and add one common surface. The red tiles are great as they evoke a Southern California look. Tree grates around the sidewalks allow us to plant some palm trees. Once we add in the palms, this random collection of buildings really comes together with a unity that doesn't look so random. In the middle, we will add a small touristy outdoor market. We will throw in food stalls for the locals along with crafts and clothing for those from out of town. Hopefully, there is something for everyone. Let's add in tables and chairs to the courtyard along with some palm trees. Finally, let's add in some graffiti. We don't have any graffiti on the peninsula, but it feels appropriate here. Let's recognize TDW for his amazing road builder mod. This small area really has a little bit of everything. We have built so many different amazing ideas today, I honestly love them all, but this might just be my favorite. It is really hard to say. Everything we have built has been so much fun. Now it's time for something a little bit different. Definitely not Namadade says first-person driving would be insane. I am so glad you mentioned this. I was going to get inside a car and do some driving, but I think I will have us follow along one of the trains instead. Here, we are coming into the first town we built, Sunrise Channel. It seems so long ago that we built this, back in episode 2. The fun thing about doing a transit-oriented development is that our citizens are actually using the train line to get around. You can see everyone getting on and off at the stop. Next, we come into our newly named Two Creeks, and from there over to Back Cove. You can see University Bridge up ahead, as well as the towers of our freshman dorms. We curve around the University Beach and the President's House and make our way to the heart of the commercial district in University Village. Notice that the medium-sized train station has a bit of a glitch. All of the passengers who are waiting are below the surface of the train station. This is a very busy station as it serves all of University Village and Marathon University. From here, the train heads out to the peninsula, going down the middle of our central boulevard. We pass the football stadium and the new modern campus extension we built today. The next stop will be the center of Mission Beach. This is also a very busy stop as it sits right in the middle of the peninsula. I love seeing all the little details from this angle, including the ferns we planted along the train line. Finally, we will be approaching the end of the line, the town of Cape Vista, which is home to our luxury estates. So many tourists waiting for the train, I imagine they are all wrapping up a day at the beach. Well, that wraps up our special episode, Building Your Ideas. I had so much fun doing this. Unfortunately, I did not get to all of your suggestions, but some of that is by design. There are many suggestions we are not quite ready for. Thank you for each of your comments and recommendations. They have been great, and your support has been truly overwhelming. I hope that you continue to leave your ideas in the comments. I will collect them, and we can work our way up to them in a future episode. Thank you for sticking through until the end. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a like and subscribe. That helps me know how I'm doing. And until next time, happy building.